one of the questions was at 2 a.m. if you was going through something and you were in trouble, who are you calling?
For me, it's my dad.
Oh, that's
always. But yeah, it's always been my pop. And I know we were talking crap. I know we were talking, but at the end of the day, though, that's the person I would always call. I would definitely not call Dash because Dash never answers his phone. But nah, in all seriousness, I would call my dad. And then if they actually boiled it down to just Tucson, if we were just in Tucson and we were in a bind at 2 a.m., who would we call? And I would call either T.O., Coach Step, or I would call him because he actually always answers. And I would call. Yo, it's Noah, Golo.
It's TMac, Nalo.
We in the desert with it.
But we still on island time.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. We appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all haven't tuned into the other episodes, you guys want to check those out, go ahead on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or on Up On Game Network on YouTube.
We are back in the desert with it. Finally, just got last week we were in ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. Now we finally back in the desert with it. So let's get started. Let's dive right into it.
Once again, you guys know we love our shout outs, and we got a few shout outs. Not many shout outs this week, but we appreciate the people that did comment in our comment section, even though it was all family.
Yeah.
Oh, please, buddy. Even though it was only family, not many fans commented. We appreciate you guys that commented.
No, they fans though. They fans. But like family,
they're kind of forced to be fans.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Uncle Kel, Uncle Noah, Uncle Leo,
Uncle Gilly,
Lexus. We appreciate y'all just tapping in, asking questions, giving your guys opinions and your guys' recommendations. So we appreciate it. Let's tap in on some of those comments.
Oh, before we get started, I gotta give a quick little shout out. So it's my mom's birthday today, so happy birthday to you. I love you. And then also tomorrow it's my little brother's birthday, Kalavita. You're gonna be a little dog. You're better than me, so shout out to you, my boy.
Happy birthday to y'all, Auntie. I love you. And then your little brother, happy birthday to him too. But I mean, let's go. Let's talk about the comments we got. One of the comments was LeBron James. You know, Uncle Kel's a Lakers fan, so it's already biased. But he said LeBron James is the best athlete on and off the field because he never had mistakes. Never cheated on his wife, never had affairs, great father, and then obviously all the hype he had in high school, he lived up to it. So what you think about that? I know you're not a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan either, but got to give respect to where it's due.
Yeah, we got to, bro. We got to. Don't want to, but we have to. Forced to. Just like our family being fans, like we're forced to give credit where it's due. But nah, LeBron James, yeah. I mean, you gotta, like we said, you gotta give credit. I mean, he's never done anything wrong. He's done everything right on and off the field. So,
when he came out of high school, was he the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
And lived up to it.
Dog.
That's actually legit.
That's
actually legit.
Nah, yeah, you dog actually.
I mean, let's dive right into another argument real quick.
What happened?
LeBron, number 2, second best ever.
100%, bro. Always gotta give credit where it's due. Like I said.
Hold on. No. Off of camera, this guy has never said LeBron is number 2.
Oh, what?
Ever.
My fault.
You have never said LeBron was the second best basketball player ever.
I'm tripping, bro. Hey, that's my fault. Kobe Bean is second best behind Michael Jordan. Easy.
I don't know about that. I'm putting Michael Jordan number 1. I'm putting LeBron James number 2. And I'm not a LeBron fan. I am not a Lakers fan. So that's actually no bias.
LeBron, respectfully 3. Respectfully,
LeBron is 2.
No. He behind Michael Jordan. He behind Kobe.
I mean, I know.
That's a perfect spot for him. Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron 3rd. Perfect. You're staying there forever. You're staying there forever and ever.
No. You just said you gotta give respect to where it's due. LeBron is respectfully number 2.
No. Kobe Bean deserves more respect than LeBron does.
You're only saying that because you respected him because he's gone.
Nah, come on, bro.
For real? Is that the only reason you're saying that?
Nah. I'm dead serious. Even, bro, dead or alive, he's still second.
Number 2 ever.
Ever.
How many Lakers you putting in your top 10?
So we got Kobe, Magic, Shaq, Kareem. Who else we got?
You're not putting Wilt in there. You're not putting James Worthy in there.
Nah,
How about the logo? The logo?
Nah, Jerry West is a dog, but nah, he's out. 4 so far, guaranteed for sure. Wilt's kind of like
Okay, well, I also saw an argument where Tim Duncan's the best power forward of all time.
Yeah, I think so. I think he is.
Okay, we talk about top 10. Stephen Curry top 10?
Dude, that's.
Are you putting Stephen Curry top 10? I know you're still mad that I won the bet and the Warriors won, but so Stephen Curry top 10. Is he the best point guard first and foremost?
Nah.
Okay.
Second. He's second.
Behind who?
Huh?
Behind Magic?
Magic.
So are you putting Stephen Curry in the top 10?
I don't know, bro. He got 4 rings now, tied with LeBron. Crazy.
Okay, bro, but
He got a Finals MVP. That's the only thing he needed.
yeah. I'm a Stephen Curry fan. Like, I'm actually a Stephen Curry fan. I'm not a Warriors fan, but I do like Stephen Curry. That's the only reason I was going for them in the playoffs. But, I mean, he has 4 championships, but 1 Finals MVP, he had a great year. Don't get me wrong. He had a great year.
And he got the only unanimous MVP ever.
Obviously he's the greatest shooter of all time. That's a given. But I don't know if I could give him top 10.
Bro, he might. Oh, dude, he might.
He might be like 13.
You might gotta bump someone. Whoa.
Like, he's top 15 easy.
13?
I'm just saying he might be right outside the top 10. I don't know if I could give him the top 10.
Who are you putting over Stephen Curry? 13 though? That's kind of far.
All right, but is he winning? Is he winning that series with KD? When KD was on the team, is he winning that series? This is the second year that he carried his team, but this is the first year where he actually won it.
I think he'll win without KD.
You putting Curry over KD?
Yeah. All time, yeah. For sure. Got to.
All right, what if KD... Okay, now we're not getting into what ifs, but... So Stephen Curry in your top...
No, the only reason why I say that he'll win it without KD is because, like, he did it
before, too.
It's like it's kind of like Michael Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Rodman, those are, like, the trio, and he had Curry, Draymond, and Clay.
All right, but you're giving him that, but KD was the Michael Jordan in that trio.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. He did ball. He had like, bro. He
went stupid.
He had like 37 a game for one of the finals. That's crazy, bro. Bro, I'm giving it to Curry for the
top 10.
Top 10. I think I got to.
Second best point guard of all time.
Yep. Yeah. That's hands down.
Easy.
That's hands down. Come on, bro. That's it. To be honest, they're replaceable for one, but I gotta give Magic.
I don't know if they're irreplaceable for those two. Magic got 5.
Bro, but Curry got 4.
How about Bill Russell, though? Bill Russell got 13, and he don't got how many final MVPs he got?
Dude, remember we looked it up, we were wrong.
Didn't he have 0 finals MVP?
Nah, he got 5. He got like 5 of them.
Okay,
I don't know how much, but he don't got 0.
Right, that would have been bad. 12 finals
I don't know,
and
bro.
0
MVPs. We might actually have to look it up. We'll look that up.
We actually do that.
I don't remember, but I think
we actually do that. Look that up. All right, another argument in the comment section. Once again from Uncle Kelly.
Okay, come on.
Shout out Uncle Kelly. Appreciate you just asking us all the questions. To give us something to talk about.
For real.
The question was Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless in a fight. Who you got?
I don't know, bro. Like seeing Stephen A. Smith rage like he do, he might.
When he gets in his mood, he be raging.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like when that side come out, that boy turned into the Hulk. Not the sorry Hulk, but the real
not
Hulk.
Smart. We're talking about Hulk, like the Incredible Hulk.
Like Incredible.
Not Hulk from Endgame.
not Hulk from Infinity War.
Definitely not from Infinity War. We're talking
None
about
of that.
The real Hulk. I mean, me personally, I'm not a Skip Bayless fan.
Why?
Only reason I'm not a Skip Bayless fan is because he was one year he was talking crap on the Ravens and Terrell Suggs, and then Terrell Suggs almost got in a fight with him. So ever since then, I've never liked Skip Bayless. But I mean, Stephen A. Smith knocking him out. Wow. sleeping. That's an interesting argument. That's definitely a conversation we would never have unless if they did.
Speaking of knocking out Takalesi, Wyatt. See us now.
Nah, they've been talking, man. He gave me a call.
Takalesi's been talking, dude. On site, dude.
My dad called me this morning and he cussed me out a little bit. I'm too old to be getting cussed out, dude. I'm too old for him. Down, bro. I'm too old for him to be talking.
Put your foot down,
like
though.
that. So I mean, one day when he comes back to Tucson, tell you when he comes to Tucson, we don't need a gym. We got this square room right here.
Put your foot down.
2-on-1 handicap match. I'm gonna show you what Triple H taught me. I'm just kidding, Pop. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of Takalesi, we can talk about Mini Takalesi.
My little brother
finally cut his
hair off.
Finally started like I guess, training camp with Modern Day.
Yeah, he going to Modern Day. Officially cut his hair off. If you guys want to go see a picture, go follow me on Instagram. I don't have a picture up, but I'll take the follow, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can also follow Spam Eggs and Banana Ketchup on Instagram. Go see him.
All right, we hopping back to the comment section. We got a question for your family now, your sister, Alexis. She said, what advice do you have for aspiring young athletes? What you got, bro?
I don't know, bro.
We coming at 5-star. It's 5-star, Nalo, Tetaroa, McMillan.
Stop.
What you got? Come on, a lot of kids look up to you. What you gonna tell them?
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yo.
Okay. I'll say embrace the grind.
Oh,
What else you got?
for
What else you got?
For sure.
What else you got?
What's up?
What else you got?
I'll say play with passion. Play with passion. Yo.
We're gonna shout out Coach Steph for those. That's part of
No. All jokes aside.
No, yeah,
all
that's
jokes
part of
aside.
our character development.
Yeah,
We just got
yeah.
out of character development meeting, but those are 3 things that our team's living by right now: play with passion, embrace the grind, and trust the process. Those
Well,
are 3
there's
things.
another one. Love
But-
one another, but
yeah, that doesn't apply
can't
to
really-
this.
it doesn't apply to you.
But I mean,
obviously.
in all seriousness, though, when I'm stuck in a bind on a question, I'm gonna just throw it back to my favorite quote. Go ahead and tell them real quick.
Oh, you talking about always be where your feet are?
Be where your feet are.
Come on, bro.
And,
You know each other.
I mean, we know each other
Stop
so
it,
well.
bro. Stop
man.
it. Stop it.
And I'm just gonna say that, just to always work, to be where your feet are, take it one day at a time. If you're in the film room, be in the film room. If you're in the weight room, be in the weight room. If you're on the field, be on the field. But it takes all of those to be a successful football player, a successful athlete for that matter. I can't really speak for other sports, but I know in football, all of that combines. Unless you have a lot of talent like this guy, then you don't need to be in the film room. But for the normal average person, film room, weight room, and on the field.
That's a good one. I mean, since we talk about like, we'll talk about different scenarios. Like for like you gave advice for the people like you. I give advice for like someone like me. Like you
Bro,
said,
no, there's not a lot of people like you though.
No, I'm just saying like someone that like, not like I don't want to say like it was given, but like it was like
No, that
like
that
it was
have
easier to get
yeah,
than
okay,
you know what I'm
okay,
saying. But like for someone like I mean this applies for you too, but obviously like for someone with like higher ratings or like a lot of fame, a lot of hype, I would just say just stay humble for sure. Always stay behind your family and God as well. But that's the main thing. Just stay humble. Don't let all the hype and all the fame get to you for sure. So
Solid. I mean, we're getting real on this podcast. We
shit.
actually just watched a podcast. If you guys we're gonna recommend a podcast. I know we've been recommending a lot of complete athlete podcasts, but this one's actually not tied to us at all. But I mean, what you think about the pivot? Mike Tomlin's podcast. Mike Tomlin was on. We just watched a clip
That's not
today.
his podcast, but
but he was a guest on that podcast. We got a special guest for you coming up soon, so we're not gonna give no foreshadowing, no spoilers for that. But we're gonna have a special guest on soon. But Mike Tomlin, we just watched a clip where he was a special guest on the pivot, and I'm a Ravens fan. You know I'm a Ravens fan, and he's a Steelers coach.
Oh yeah.
But I mean I've always had respect for him, but as a coach I never knew the type of man he was. But I mean he said some cool things.
Yeah, what he say?
He said,
you have to be willing to do unique things
to get unique results.
Oh,
Something like that.
shoot.
We pay attention.
Come on, dog.
But, I
Pay
mean,
attention.
He had a lot of quotes. He was talking about how everybody has different relationships. You can't have the same relationship with this person and the same relationship. I mean, just the things that he was talking about, to see him off the field and to see the kind of person he is, you could see why he's never had a losing record.
Yeah. Oh,
Man,
damn.
I'm not a Steelers fan at all, but never having a losing record in however many years he's been coaching, that's legit.
Nah, yeah, that's actually hard. But the pivot podcast, that's actually a good one, actually. But I mean, before this, have you ever watched any podcasts? I mean, I know I mentioned to you before.
I watched clips.
But the I Am Athlete podcast,
Yeah.
that's my personal favorite one. I be watching it all the time. That's actually a good one with Brandon Marshall, Fred Taylor, and all them, Ocho Cinco. But I like that one personally. That one's dope.
I've seen clips of podcasts. Like I've seen clips of like Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen clips of I Am Athlete. I know LeBron James has been on the podcast. I don't know if it's his or not, but the barbershop.
Yeah.
That's a great podcast.
Dang, that's a good one, actually. I remember
I
that.
mean, those are cool things, and just to listen to them, you always see them on the field, on the court, but you don't get to see them off of it. So
Yeah.
being able to see those things was pretty cool. But I mean, I'm just talking about the Mike Tomlin one today because we literally just got out of a meeting where we watched his. But I mean, the topic of the week was love one another.
Love one another.
And come on.
Speaking of which, I mean, during our character development meeting today, like you said, the topic of the week was love one another. One of the questions was at 2 a.m. if you was going through something and you were in trouble, who are you calling?
For me, it's my dad.
Oh, that's
always. But it's always been my pop. And I know we were talking crap. I know we were talking, but at the end of the day, though, that's the person I would always call. I would definitely not call Dash because Dash never answers his phone. But nah, in all seriousness, I would call my dad. And then if they actually boiled it down to just Tucson, if we were just in Tucson and we were in a bind at 2 a.m., who would we call? And I would call either T.O., Coach Step, or I would call him because he actually always answers. And I would call the players. It would be him or Tafu, Jonas Savainaya, because those are the two guys that would always answer my call. Only problem about calling Jonah is he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have a license, so he can't help me in trouble. So it'll probably be you.
Hopeless. He's hopeless.
He's
hopeless, dude.
Nuku never answers his phone.
Never.
And he only calls me when he needs something.
Nuku
so
never answers the phone.
My one player on the team would for sure be TMac.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I mean, if I had to call someone, if I wasn't with her, it would obviously be Jade. But if it was one of my teammates and one of my homies, that's easy you for sure. Most definitely, bro.
Oh, brother,
most definitely.
But outside in the whole world, like not just Tucson, who you calling?
Oh, the whole world, like besides you and Jade?
Yeah.
Ooh, it gotta be either gotta be my sisters, Lexus and Taylor, for sure, easy.
Yeah.
They always.
I knew that.
I know I suck at answering y'all phone calls. I've been busy. I'm sorry for that. I gotta keep in touch with you guys more often. But I know for a fact if I was to call one of you two, you'll answer me. So, love you for that.
Another question we got today. I mean, LeVar talked about it. Vulnerability and authenticity is what makes the podcast go. And I mean, what's your biggest fear? Your biggest fear. And I'm not talking about tsunamis. I'm not talking about snakes. I'm talking about what's your biggest fear. One of the answers today was letting your family down, or was not losing respect from your family. And that was a deep answer actually.
Yeah, that was.
And then the other one was.
Who said that? Alan.
And I'm not sure, but I know Dante. Dante said that his biggest fear is not giving it your all, leaving stuff in the tank. I mean, those are two vulnerable answers. What you got? What's your biggest fear? I know they didn't call on either one of us, but
what's my biggest fear?
Well, while you think about it, my biggest fear, and if he called on me, would be letting my family down. Well, it's actually losing my family, but I mean that's a lot of people's fear. So my fear would probably be letting my family down.
But see that that would have been my answer too. But I feel like we both got like stable
Such
families.
Strong families.
Yeah. So like if you say if you were to fail, like my fear would probably be failing. But we both have like such good like strong families that if we were to fail, like they would have our back no matter what.
No, 100%. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to fail. But like you said, I mean that's something my uncle always told me. And you was at my graduation party. You know, my uncle's a big role model of mine. And I don't talk about him a lot, but my uncle Vinny, if you wanted on site, you could get it too. But nah, in all seriousness,
negativity.
One thing that he didn't say it to me, but he said it at the graduation, and he said Polynesians, our family is so strong and our bond is so strong, but don't rely on that. Like, don't be okay to fail. It's still not okay to fail, because he said like Polynesians, we think it's okay to fail because we know that our families can accept us no matter what. So you can't just use that as a kind of a backup plan.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, I mean, even though he said that, I mean, our family's so strong that whether we fail or not, they're gonna be behind us. They're gonna have our back. But I mean, that's still a big fear of mine. And maybe it's not letting them down, but in a sense, all the sacrifices they made for us to get here.
100%.
I mean, not taking full advantage of those sacrifices is big.
Nah, 100%. How you feel about what RJ said? Like his biggest fear was to be inadequate.
Inadequate.
That boy stole that thing from Coach Carter, but it's all good.
That is Coach Carter. That's crazy.
It is, but it's all good. I mean, that was a good answer. The way
Bro, I knew I heard that word so well. I was wondering where I heard that
he
word.
From Coach Carter. I mean, but that was a great answer.
No,
I mean, he explained it to everybody because obviously, I mean,
I didn't know it either.
I didn't know what inadequate means. My vocabulary is not really up there yet. You know what I'm saying?
But he said inadequate, and he said, well, what's the definition?
Basically, like
not meeting the bare minimum.
Yeah, for everything he does, not just football, like in school.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And I mean, yes, it's yes, obviously the expectation I want to live. Not the expectations, but I want to be successful. I want to be known for in anything that I do. But
yeah, but that also like goes with like our competitive nature though.
Yeah.
Being in that, like us being afraid of being inadequate is us being basically competitive. Like we don't want to be garbage at. Well, not garbage, but we don't want to be
average.
Okay. Yeah, like average at.
Definitely. So yeah, that's true. That is our competitive nature. But I mean, that's a great answer. But that's definitely not a fear of mine. That's not really a thought of mine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would relate to Jonah Coleman's. Jonah Coleman said that. I mean, obviously we're not in the same predicament, and so his thing was, he's all his family has. So if he doesn't make it out, it's a failure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with that completely.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel that I have to make it out for my family to be successful, for them to be proud of me. But I mean, that is definitely something I want to make it out. Like I said, because of the sacrifices they made, because of the things that they did to get me here, I want to make it out to make them proud. Wow, and make my own name. I mean, my uncle went to the NFL. Two of my uncles went to the NFL, and then my uncle Ben was actually the Fiesta Bowl defensive MVP. So I mean, high expectations to live to. Shoot. I always wanted to go to Utah, but I mean, God had different plans. I'm here at Arizona, and trying to make my own name.
We in the desert with it, dog. You ended up in the desert, and we on island time in the desert.
I mean, I know your family is huge for you. I mean, obviously that's a given because we're both Polynesian, but I mean, there's been. I'm not trying to put you on the spot in front of the camera, but there's been times where we're on interviews about your family and you got emotional about it. So, I mean, speak on that, like your family trying to make them proud.
This dude, bro.
Come on, bro.
Speaking, I'll just say it's. Oh, I wouldn't say really like. No one in my family really made it big.
Yeah.
I'll kind of touch like with you, like making a name for myself in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it though.
Yeah, not even just making a name for yourself, but representing like your last name.
Yeah, but it's like have my own legacy. I don't know how to explain it. Like, cause I'm the only, pretty much the only football player. I'm the only, well, not the only one, but I'm pretty much the one that went to D1 college, played sports, student athlete. So I guess I did good so far. I mean, we just talk about legacies and building our name for ourselves. Like, anything else you want to touch on with that?
I mean, like I said, the legacy part. My uncle built his legacy in Utah. Like if you go to the University of Utah especially, but even just the state of Utah, BYU. I mean, even Coach Galfusi, he came to Arizona. He's from BYU, but like they know my uncle's name. Like my uncle Ben, my uncle Steven, he built the Fifita legacy and the name in the state of Utah. So whenever you go to the University of Utah, whenever you talk to anybody that's affiliated with Utah, Coach Meyer, Coach Galfusi, like they know the kind of player, they know the type of person my uncle was, and even more so, they know the type of person my grandfather is because of him. So, I mean, that's kind of like a goal of mine to build a legacy here in Arizona.
And I feel like you kind of have that already, like. Not obviously not to the extent that he does, but like I feel like if someone, I mean, if you were somewhere, I mean, have you got that around here yet?
Yeah, I've got it, but that's because of my high school play and my high school success. Like I'm trying to have it on the college level, and then even more so, God willing, at the next level, like my uncle did. But like my uncle, I mean, my uncle's a big name, and I mean, before we get, I know they talk about authenticity and vulnerability, but but before we get vulnerable and before we get all emotional, I mean, let's start to bring our next guest on. So we're here in the desert, and we brought y'all a special guest. He might have been in Arizona his entire life, but he's new to Tucson. Jacob Cowing, our wide receiver here at the University of Arizona, soon to be the face of Arizona football. But we appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
Born and raised in Arizona.
Born and raised, Chandler, Phoenix area. When I was about 7 years old, moved to a little town, Maricopa. It was maybe at the time when I moved there, it was maybe like 7,000 to 10,000 people. So everyone knew everybody.
Wait, but where is that though? That's like near Phoenix?
Yeah, it's near Phoenix, like maybe like 45 minutes south of Phoenix.
That's not near. That's not near, my boy.
I mean, so that's closer to us then, huh?
Yeah, it's closer to us.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so it's like halfway between us and Phoenix.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
halfway.
see?
Went to Maricopa High School.
Maricopa High School.
After that, went to UTEP.
Went to UTEP. That was my only offer coming out of high school, so I had to take it. My whole recruiting process was crazy, all over the place. But UTEP, came through, gave me the opportunity, and then I'm here today.
I mean, we gonna tap in. My bad. We gonna tap in with all of that, get into all of that. But I mean, just a spoiler. Your recruiting process might have been all over the place. But I mean, yo, when you put your name in the transfer portal, you had the big schools calling your name. So
it was such a surreal, just like I don't know, moment. Like my first call ever. That was my dream. Oregon Ducks called me, bam, right off the bat. It was like 10 minutes after I entered the portal.
Wow.
I had Oregon already calling me. And then I had Oregon, and then I had U of A, and I had ASU, then I had South Carolina, LSU, and then Bama came along eventually, and then it was just kept going on over that. It was a crazy moment because I didn't think I was that kind of player to have those kind of big schools coming after me, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it was just a so surreal moment that I just will never, ever forget.
But when you put your name in the transfer portal, like what were you expecting? Like what schools were you trying to go after?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought other schools like within my conference of like UTEP, like Conference USA, was just gonna come after me, or even maybe a couple of Mountain West teams. I didn't think no Pac-12, SEC, ACC. I didn't think any of that. So honestly, when I got those calls, I didn't know what to say, what to do, what to think. I was just shocked in that moment. I was just like, wow.
I mean, we're kind of new to like the transfer portal. I don't think a lot of people know what the transfer portal is, but is your name entered? Like, do you enter it, or do you have to post on Twitter? That's when you enter it, or how does that work?
So you have to go to the compliance, like the compliance officer you guys have. You say that, hey, I want to enter the transfer portal. They put your name down, and then you gotta fill out a couple forms, and then after that you in the transfer portal, and then any school that you want, or any school that wants to contact you, they can contact you.
And then I heard like coaches, there's just coaches at schools, like their literal job is just to keep their eye on transfer portal.
Yeah, 24/7.
Man.
Keep an eye on the transfer portal. Whoever enters, they're gonna call you. If you're a top prospect or whatever, they're gonna call you, 100%.
Oh shoot.
No hesitations. But I mean, I have a question for you guys. I mean, how was it transferring from high school into college? Like, did you guys expect like this whole weird, like, I don't know, fantasy of like, High School Musical and like college stuff like that? Did you guys like what was your guys' expectation coming here?
Yeah, we speak on this a lot, but like I feel like me personally, I feel like I expected a lot more from like talent specifically. I thought the talent was gonna be like off the charts, like crazy. But I guess that kind of, I mean, us playing in the Trinity League, probably arguably the best league in the country, helped us in a way. We played a bunch of D1 talents, people going to Bama, people going to SC, all over the place. So I just feel like I just expected a lot of, well, I guess it worked out for me in a way. Like I expected so much that I worked harder to meet the expectation. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I just had to say that I just expected more. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, on the football field, like you said, I think the California football and California high school football prepared us. Yeah. But, I mean, off the field, like, talk about weight room, talk about meetings, like, we really don't have a lot of spare time. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm going to say that we have more spare time than I thought we would, but I wasn't expected to be in meetings as much as we are.
Yeah, facts.
Like, that's something that I had to adjust to. But we spoke on our high school experience, in California. Mm-hmm. You were in Arizona. How was high school football in Arizona? People like to say that it's a sneaky, like there's more talent in Arizona than people think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, people sleep on Arizona all the time, all the time. But I mean, it's nowhere near compared to California talent and stuff like that. But there's always a handful of guys in Arizona who could play, like just straight ball players. But I played against actually some of our teammates now. What was his name? Something Harris, number 6.
Jalen
Harris.
Oh, Jason.
He went to Higley. And we played against him, but he was actually hurt that game. But I remember playing against him, and then I remember following through him and his recruitment and all that stuff. And I mean, we got some ball players in Arizona, but when I played in high school and went to college, it was just like night and day. The speed, really? People could hit, people are just smart. Like the IQ for the game is just out of this world. So I mean, that's just probably like one of the biggest things that I caught on to from high school to college is that everyone's fast, everyone's strong, everyone's smart. And you just really got to separate yourself.
Yeah, and everybody here to play football.
They can play.
Yeah.
They can play.
That's why they're in college. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you asked us about our transition from high school to high school to college. Like, how was it for you?
I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult. I mean, not a lot of people know, but I had a little baby on the way. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, I was
Oh,
just,
shoot.
I was battling back and forth. I'm like, do I stay and, be a father, or do I try and pursue my dreams and, try and do something bigger for him? And I mean, it was just a lot of back and forth, but, ultimately made the decision to play football and then try and, better his life in the future. And then, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. Like, being away from my parents, my friends,
Yeah, that's true.
my girl at the time that was pregnant. I mean, it was hard, but I mean, it all worked out. I mean, I think it was just maybe like 2-3 months that I got over that homesickness, and then everything just kind of went away, and I was just on my mission, just trying to be the greatest I can be.
Wait, hold on. So what's your son's name?
Chase.
Chase?
Chase.
Hey, shout out to Chase, man.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Chase, man. Hey, if you watching this when you get older or whenever you watch it, just know that your dad love you, man.
Yes, sir. Always, always.
But I mean, you said you were trying to you're battling whether to, just either stop playing football or keep pursuing your dreams. Like, what made you want to pursue your dreams? Like, who helped you along the way?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, not a lot of people know this either. The only person that knows is my mom that I was actually gonna quit football.
Wow.
Because I didn't have no offers. Like, the whole time, like, people were getting offered or people were going on visits. I had absolutely nothing. So I'm like, man, this isn't for me no more. So I was gonna do my own thing and try and work on cars or something like that. But as soon as I found out that I was having a kid, and then it's like as soon as I found out, it was like a week later, UTEP came along, and I was like, wow, like this must be like a blessing. So I was like, I just have to take the opportunity and run with it, and then just go from there. And here I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, before you came on, we had our little segment with just us two, but we touched on a question from his sister, and I touched on it from mine, and he touched on the question from his angle. And he was highly recruited. I wasn't as highly recruited, but I still was recruited. But
Yeah.
I mean, the question was, what advice would you give to aspiring young athletes from your angle? You talked about you were close to quitting.
Yeah.
I mean, what motivation can you give them?
Obviously, the biggest thing is don't let other people get into your head. I mean, there was a lot of there was coaches I grew up with when I was 6-7 years old that told me that you need to quit football because you're too small, you're not good enough, and all that stuff. So honestly, just stay hungry for your dream and continue to fight. Just do your own thing, and then just let God do His thing. Let Him do His thing.
That's hard for sure.
I mean,
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
We struggled on that question. You hit that one.
yeah.
Easy.
I mean, we obviously didn't really know you when you were in high school or at the time, but we got to see you this spring. And, I mean, the player you are right now. Have you always been that player? I mean, the person that will. I don't think you lost a one-on-one this spring.
I mean,
we play one-on-ones. You get safeties, you get corners, you get linebackers, and you're creating 4 yards, 5 yards of separation every rep.
Yeah.
Have you always been that type of player?
I've always been that kind of player, but the one thing that I always think to myself when I'm doing those reps is, for one, I don't like being touched. I don't like being touched. I don't like being jammed. And another thing, I don't like being looking dumb. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do anything and everything that I can to make sure I'm open, to make sure I win the rep. I mean, that's just the kind of person that I am. That I just want to win everything that I do in life. So I'm gonna get the job done. It probably won't be that play, but for sure be the next one.
Did you have that mindset in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm the first in my family to as a boy in my family to ever go to college and play college football.
Yeah,
so I mean, that kind of really hit home for me that I'm the first one, and I mean, I just try to set a good example for my kid too. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
We should have brought this guy on a long time ago.
Easy stuff. But just go back to the transfer portal. Like what? I mean, you had an amazing year last year. I think you ended third in receiving yards or something.
Third in receiving, third or fourth, one of the two.
What was you must feel like?
It was 68 or 69 receptions for 1374.
Wow.
1374.
Whoa, 68 receptions?
68 receptions.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got 1,368 receptions?
That's crazy, dog. Whoa. Yeah, that's actually crazy. But why? I mean, you had such a successful year. Why'd you put your name in the transfer portal?
Honestly, I wanted to be back in Arizona for my last few years. U of A was actually my dream school when I was 7. So I was like, man, I mean, it would be cool played there for the last few years, and I also have a child up here that's not too far. So, I'd always think to myself when I have conversations with my mom, like, hey, like, do you think it would be a good idea for me to come down to Arizona, try and come down to Arizona and enter the transfer portal? She was like, yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, you had a good year, so, I mean, if, it just tanks, you can just go back. Yeah. If not, I mean, just kind of follow the road and see where it leads you.
Oh, so this is your plan all along then?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's kind of hard.
You talked about.
That's hard.
I mean, obviously we could tell that you believe in God and you're very faith based, and you touched on it earlier about you found out you're gonna have a son. You were close to quitting, and then UTEP comes in all of a sudden. That's just like God giving you the sign not to quit.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, God, you put your sign in the you put your name in the transfer portal, and God guided you here, huh?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't change nothing. I would not change nothing because. I mean, Coach Fish, you guys know, he's an amazing coach. Amazing coach. He's definitely changed his program around. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do this season for sure. But I mean, I had a question for you guys. So I mean, I've always followed you guys. Always. Even when I was at UTEP, I've always heard you guys' names. Always watched all your guys' games on YouTube, and when you guys played Modern Day and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar. I'm very familiar with you guys. So when I heard that you guys were coming here, I'm like, oh man, like this is like a no-brainer too. Like these guys are like celebrities almost, like why not? So I mean, how was it like, going from, like you're 17, 18 years old, like getting all this hype and all these followers and stuff, like how'd you guys deal with all that? Like going from high school to now?
I mean, I'll start. We had different stories. Like, I mean, his answer is gonna be great because obviously when you're a 5-star, you're expected to act a certain way. Yeah. And you're expected to always be by the camera. You're expected to be cocky. I mean, that's just a given. Like when you're a 5-star, you're supposed to act this certain way, and he doesn't. So he could touch on that. But for me, I mean, my hype was, I played on a very popular and a very successful Pop Warner team or youth football team, the Buckeyes. So that's kind of when I started to get a lot of attention, a lot of hype. But I mean, for me, the way I always stayed grounded was my family. And I mean, it was I based my life off of 3 F's, and it's family, faith, and football. So all the hype I got from football, my family and my faith, that's where it came from, and then that's how I stay grounded.
Okay.
I mean, for me, this is something I told earlier about the question, like what advice would you give the young people? Just stay humble. Like I had a great supporting cast, my friends, my family, just to stay behind me and never let me get too big-headed. You know what I'm saying? I think he said it best though. Every time we talk about each other on the interview, he says that I never let any moment get too big, and I think that's a good one for sure.
And he's staying humble, but I mean, like I said, when you're a 5-star, and you see it even today, like you see these 5-stars, and when they go to 7-on-7 tournaments, they're always the loudest. They're always wearing bright colors, sunglasses. Like that was just never him. He pajamas. Like he stayed true to himself, and I mean I think that's special. But we're not gonna give him too much credit. He gets enough credit from the media. So I mean we're gonna throw this next question. But obviously we started this podcast for one reason, and that was to build our brand, and because of NIL. And I mean we've talked about it. Me and you have had our conversations, but I mean, the player you are, obviously Tucson's lucky to have you. We're lucky to have you, but obviously you're going to do your things on the field. But how's NIL treating you off the field?
Oh, man. I mean, I didn't think NIL was going to treat me this good. I mean, I didn't think so. I honestly did not. I mean, I thought, all these other high-ranking players were going to get it and get all, you see $1 million deals and all this stuff. But honestly, I give complete credit to Coach Fish, and he's definitely helped me out a lot with NIL. Because I mean, me right now, like I don't really care about NIL. Yeah. Like my main goal is just try to make it big, and get paid that way. Like I'm not trying to get paid like that right now, but I mean, if it comes, it comes. Like, he's gonna turn down NIL money. He's gonna turn it down.
I mean, we obviously can see that.
I mean, it looks good.
Tennis league.
You know what I mean? But I didn't think it was gonna be this big. I didn't think I was gonna get this many sponsorships or endorsements or deals or anything like that. But I mean, it's just kind of like a thing to me. I'm just like, man, like this is just God given. I mean, just be humble about it, but still be hungry about it too. I mean, don't let all this money and gifts get to your head and you just start, going downhill as a player, stuff like that. But,
I mean, we talking about like brands and NIL. What would be your dream brand to work with?
Dream brand?
Just in case
So
you know.
we
Just in case
know.
they tune
Hold
in.
on, we know you love your cars.
Yeah.
I do love cars.
Just in case they
do
tune
love
into
them.
our Up podcast, man. You never know.
Yeah, you really never know. We love our shout-outs. I don't know if you've been watching our episodes, but we love our shout-outs. Go ahead and shout out your favorite brand.
My favorite brand. I got two. Favorite brand. It's a clothing brand and then a car brand.
Car brand.
Car
Of
brand.
course.
Got to.
Gotta
Go
be
ahead.
Nike. Love Nike.
Oh, yeah.
Always,
Easy.
Always love Nike and then Dodge. Dodge.
Dodge?
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Go
the-
ahead and tell them our little story about this weekend,
okay. So
man.
this past weekend, me and my guy Noah, man, we were at this event. It was Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
Cars and Coffee. Huge shout out to them for bringing us along and letting us enjoy a great time out there this past weekend. But I forgot. It was going towards like the end of the event, and we were talking about cars a little bit, and then we just happened to get a chit-chat about a car that was sitting right behind us, and it was an orange wide body 392. And I was like, man, I would love to test drive it. And then she was just like, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes comes along, she just pulls up in the car and just lets us take a test drive in it. And I was like, man, like, ain't no way that just happened. Ain't no
Well,
way
boy,
that just
living
happened.
his dream.
And that's why like one of my dream cars is a wide body, like a wide body 392 or a Hellcat, one of the two. And it was just so like, wow, like I'm actually in my dream car, like I'm in it. It's crazy, but it was just a crazy experience. And but yeah, I'll definitely say Nike and Dodge are two favorite brands I would love
Nike
to
and
work
Dodge,
with.
if you're watching it.
Please.
Especially Dodge. I'm telling you,
Please.
my boy was a kid in a candy store
Please.
when he got in that car. I'm telling you, man, this dude. And when they go to their track day, we in there for
We
sure.
in there. You know I'm there.
My boy
You
was
know I'm
zooming
there.
up the wherever we got an arm ran, he was smiling. Going, so I mean,
Oh man.
Wait, so why cars though? What made you get into cars?
It was I've always been into cars ever since I was a little kid. I'm trying to think of my first experience. I would say I was maybe like 10, and my uncle, he had like a Mustang, and he took me in a joyride, and it was like, I'm just trying to think. He maybe went like 80 miles an hour, like just off the rip, like just 0 to 80. And it just like, it was a V8 too, so I mean, it has power, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh man, I love this. So ever since then, I just caught, feelings for cars, and I mean, I've always wanted them to go faster, make them look better.
that's tight.
And I'm not gonna lie either, because a lot of things, or a lot of people I see, like post on TikTok or even Instagram, like cars are like therapy to certain people. It's like a true thing.
Yeah.
Cars are for sure therapy. So I would say that's like my number one thing. Kind of get my mind off of football and stuff, is just trying to go faster, make cars go faster. So
I mean, I don't think people really realize, and I definitely did, how much you like cars. And
Yeah.
I didn't notice until Saturday, but I always tell people that my getaway from football is golf.
golf.
And you're telling me on Saturday that sometimes when you go back home, you work on a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of car is it, and how far along are you?
I mean, the first car I've ever worked on was my truck. I still have my truck actually, and I mean that truck was on its way out, It was shutting off on me in the middle of the road at the stoplights. I'm like, man, like I don't want to take it to a mechanic. Like that's probably gonna be like $4,000 or $5,000. So I just started looking up things to do on Google, how to fix certain things, stuff like that. And then I was just like, man, like this is what I love to do. And then now it's just running better than ever. Rebuilt that engine up by myself. And
Oh, that's hella hard.
yeah.
Hold on, if I got truck problems, I could come to you.
Yeah, come to me. Come to me.
I got a Nissan Titan, all black, but if
Come to me.
I'm dealing with any problems, man, the Westminster dealership back home is not doing me justice.
No, I
so
feel that. Yeah, just we can get some food,
I
chop
might-
it up, and go
I
down some cars.
I might have to come to you
Yeah,
then.
let me know. I'm there.
Shoot.
I'm there.
I mean, let's,
I'm there.
Oh, we got the plug.
we got the
plug.
plug. We got the plug.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even know you worked on a car, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
did.
hard. I'm not gonna lie. All straight by yourself, just off of
All
Google?
by myself, off of Google.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all on there.
Wow.
I didn't think like Google would have everything, but it has
Google has everything.
It has
man.
everything.
Yeah, you know.
Google be
got
lying,
everything.
bro. Google be lying sometimes.
Google do be lying, but they got. I'm telling you, they got a lot of things.
Most
They be
definitely.
lying.
But I mean, we talked about NIL. We talked about your high school experience, your recruiting process, both of them.
Mhm.
I mean, let's talk about Arizona football. And let's talk about the season upcoming. I mean, we probably have a lot of Arizona fans, a lot of Tucson fans, and they probably saw you in the spring. We had open practices. We had the spring game where you were just making people look stupid. You say you don't like looking stupid, but you're making other people look stupid. But I mean, let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about obviously you're projected to go in this year's draft. Let's just talk about your goals for this upcoming season for yourself, but also as a team.
Yeah, for myself, you know, I mean, I had 1374 last year, so I'm trying to, you know, go above and beyond that. But I mean, my number one goal is to get more touchdowns, get in the double digits of touchdowns for sure.
What were you at last year?
I only had 7.
Oh,
so I'm trying to get in the double digits for sure. That's my main focus, and trying to get, you know, 1,000 or more than that. But as a team, you know, we all know Arizona football went 1-11 last year, so definitely trying to change that. Just trying to change the whole atmosphere of Tucson, like having fun and winning games, and you know, the crowd just so involved at the games, and like even at the spring game, like the whole just student section was just like involved, and I love that. And you know, I've never got to experience anything like that, because I mean, it's different from UTEP, and then, you know, like a Pac-12 to a conference USA, it's different. So I've never experienced that. So that's my number one thing, is, you know, try and win games, go to a bowl game, and, you know, try and get a championship here for Tucson, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he asked you this earlier. I mean, off camera, obviously, but like you know what it's like. You've seen college teams. We've never seen college teams. This is our first college team we've seen. Like, how can you compare us, Arizona football this year, to other college teams?
I can assure this, that we have players. We have a solid team that people should keep an eye out on. You know, just Coach Fish did a great job with recruiting. Great job. And I think everyone on this team is just so, you know, just in with, you know, trying to get that win, trying to get that bowl, trying to get the championship, and everyone's working. I've never been part of a team that works this hard, like, ever. Like, people work hard every single day, and which, you know, it's a good atmosphere to be around for us, and then for you, like, you know, incoming guys who, you know, never been in college before. So I think that's a great thing that Coach Fish definitely changed us around and changed people's mindsets to work, the work ethic. But I can definitely assure we have some people. We got some dudes.
I mean, I think we could see that Tucson's not just a college town, but a football town.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell they love our football. They love their football. And, I mean, obviously we're trying to pack it, 55,000. We got a brand new field coming in.
Brand new field.
We're trying to pack it, but, I mean, this is kind of going backwards. But talk about you coming to Arizona. Why didn't 1-11 affect you? People ask us that all the time. Why didn't 1-11 make you think that maybe I shouldn't go there?
It's really just based off of the relationship you have with the coach. Just because you have a good record, like, say, for example, like a big-time college, let's say Pittsburgh, right? They have a good winning season. If you don't have a good relationship with the coach, but yeah, you just want to win games, then you're not going to be happy. But if you have a good coach, a good relationship with the coach, but maybe the record wasn't there, that's over. Like, you can change the record within the season. You can do it. I've been a part of a team that we were 1-11. And we changed the program within a year and a half, and now we were a winning program. So I've been part of it. I know what it is. I know what it takes. So, I mean, I could definitely see that it's going to happen here by what I've experienced at my last school. So the record doesn't affect me, and it shouldn't affect anybody based off of their choice. It really just depends on the relationship that you have with, you know, current guys that are on the team and the coaches.
And I feel like, especially in college, too, I mean, you can lose any night, no matter. I mean, last year they lost to NAU. Like, you can lose any night. If you have a horrible night and they have the best night of their life, like, you can lose. Like, high school, I feel like even if you had a bad night and they had the best night, like, you were still bound to win, you know what I'm saying? Like, college got so much talent where, like, they literally build their team to win, obviously.
Yep.
So
that's all they focus on, is trying to win. Trying to win.
I mean, one more question before we get you out. And obviously we could tell you're a team guy, but we want to talk about you for a second. Obviously, very high. I mean, you're on some projected draft lists already, top 2 rounds. I mean, is that mindset going to change does the draft hype and all these analysts talking about you, does that get you at all, or you just focus on having a good year this year?
I'm going to be completely honest. It did get to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, first, second round, I'm like, wow, like, I mean, almost every football player dreams of that. You know what I mean? So, but, I mean, just for me and for my sake, I mean, I don't like to, you know, expect something to happen and it doesn't happen, because obviously it's going to hurt even more. So, I mean, I kind of shove that underneath the rug, put my mind to something completely different, which is just trying to, focus on the season and play with you guys and have fun and try and turn this program around and have fun in Tucson.
Hold on. I want to finish. You say you're gonna finish it, but I want to finish with this question. Cause I want to know, like, what's your plans and what's your dreams for your son?
For my son.
Ooh, hold on, that's a great question.
That's
a great question to finish on.
That's a good question. Even before I even knew I had a kid, I've always wanted to make sure that my kids didn't have to struggle. Because I know growing up, my parents, they were hardworking parents. My mom, I just salute to my mom. She did so much for us kids, and I appreciate everything she's done. And this is one of the main reasons why I play football is for her, so I could take care of her too. But I've always wanted my kids to not have to worry about school supplies, clothes, eating, nothing like that. So, when I heard that and I was having a kid, I'm like, I really got to kick it into overdrive and really got to get in my bag and try and make sure that he doesn't have to worry about nothing in life, but also make sure he's not a spoiled little kid. I don't want that. But I want him to make sure that he doesn't have to worry about nothing in life, and that his dad always has him and has his back.
Man, you got it set on and off the field.
We appreciate you coming on, bro.
Sure.
We appreciate you coming on.
Y'all don't know this. This guy, he don't even know this, but this dude we was in here trying to figure out what we're doing for this episode, and his name kind of popped up in my mind, and I knew he had a lot of great story, so I called him, and he told me he was 10 minutes from the house. He was already on his way home, and I asked if he could come on. He drove all the way back over here to come on, so. Man, we really appreciate you coming back, hopping on this, giving us some wisdom.
Of course.
But whether you're an Arizona fan or not, this dude's gonna be in the league one day. Y'all go follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is JAY Cowing _.
So go ahead and follow him on Instagram. You got any more shout outs before we bounce?
Yeah. Again, shout out to my mom. It's her birthday today, so I love you. And then shout out to my little brother, Calavaya. It's your birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to you, and I love you as well.
So, we appreciate you guys tuning in, but go ahead and check out all our Instagrams. Go check out Jacob Cowan and follow his year and his career. That's definitely not going to be done anytime soon, but we appreciate y'all. Go ahead and check out our previous episodes up on Game, on YouTube, on Spotify, or on iHeartRadio. But this is Island Time in the Desert with Noah, Golo,
TMac, Nalo,
Malo.
Shoot.